have too many references on my camera roll. I made a series so that I actually paint them. Today, it's these yellow and white flowers. I am repurposing some paper I already had that is a shadow drawing of an umbrella tree. I wanted to try this circle gel plate that I got secondhand, $5. It's a good price for a gel plate. Now, I love the reds and golds of autumn as much as the next person, probably more, but I wanted to focus on what I think is an underrated fall palette. So grays, greens, chartreuse, yellows. Something I've noticed since I started more documenting my painting process is because there's photographic evidence, you often have evidence of a point where you should have stopped. And in some ways, that's nice to know. You can learn from it. You can maybe take that into the next painting. But as you see here, I'm going to keep going and keep going. But I do like how just the fluid acrylics looks on top of the silver marker that's already on the watercolor paper. I had the idea, since it was a circle, I would fit a single flower that was kind of circular in nature, paint it almost like reverse paint like you do on glass, and then I would be able to print it onto the paper, kind of like that if you see the backside. So I painted the flower and let that dry, and then what a gel plate will do is the wet paint that is the highest layer on the gel plate will pull everything underneath it, and that's how you can do image transfers. That's how you can do a lot of different techniques. I thought it was dry enough. I thought I was going to get pretty much like it looks like right there. I started to pull up and you could see that it wasn't all working like I wanted it to. This was the result. So you can see kind of where the flower was painted, but not exactly. So at that point, you have to make a decision. You can scrap it, or you can say, okay, well, what else can I do to make this work? I either usually cut things up or I keep adding on. And in this point, I kept adding on. And it was actually fun to use the circle gel paint, apply some paint to it, and then use that to monoprint onto the paper, which is getting a different kind of texture than I would have with just the brush. So I wanted to salvage the flower. That's the reference I'm trying to paint. So I'm gonna repaint the flower on the watercolor paper. I'm just using white acrylic paint, yellow fluid acrylic. It's annoying that things didn't go as planned, but the benefit of continuing, even though it didn't work out exactly like you thought it would, is that now you have a little bit more freedom, a little bit more looseness. It's not as precious. You're making do because this perfect thing that you had in your mind didn't work out. So now you can just kind of have fun. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, there is a point where knowing when to stop is beneficial. I definitely could have stopped at many, many points in this piece. But like I said, I was just having fun and doing some like intuitive mark making, using a variety of water-based and oil-based paint markers. Blixa decided to get up on the table and prevent me from drawing that top right corner of the painting. And I was like, I guess that's just how it is. But then you'll see after he left, I kept going. This whole thing, I just kept going. Part of being an artist is just realizing, oh, yeah, I overworked it, went too far, and kind of keep that in mind for next time. But it's also part of the journey, and if it was fun while you were doing it, sometimes that makes up for you don't like the end result. Like and subscribe to see more of me painting my camera roll.